It's a new season.
Yes, you're right, and we're back.
A new season.
To talk Galavant.
A new chance to go through the plot.
On a show where it hits just the right spot.
A new season to go. Galavant-ing. Yeah, that's right, BlueDragonFive. We are back for another week's worth of Galavant. We've got 2 half-hour episodes to cover. You feeling good about, let's see, it's about a quarter of the way through the series at this point, the season 2?
Well, you'll get into my thoughts on this one. I have some new thoughts on the direction of this season.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It wasn't quite as strong. I don't know. I think we're kind of meandering a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think there were definitely some strong bits in this episode. Vinnie Jones, which obviously we'll get into, was probably a highlight, as he always is.
Of course.
But yeah, it's, you know, it's fun to kind of just keep track, but hopefully it gets better from here, as Galavant first season did get better as well. So without further ado, BlueDragonFive, to get into the plot of the episode, I believe we have.
Whoa. Shouldn't we talk about what the episode's called?
Well, I'm terribly sorry. The episode is called "Oh Hail the King."
Say it like Garreth.
Oh hail the king!
All right, close enough.
I don't know. I can't do Garrett. Don't put me up to those standards.
All right. Yeah,
What's guilty? What's guilty?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. I'm wasting my time talking to you. All right. Enough Garrett.
Oh, see that over there? That's dogs jousting.
Oh God. Okay, so I believe we have a musical recap, if this is a place for it.
Certainly.
All right. Without further ado, on this new episode of Galavant,
Richard learns democracy.
Garreth has a scare.
It's a lot to bear.
Because he's feeling guilty.
Isabel's not so lucky.
Brainwashing's really sucky.
It's a lot to take.
Hope it's not half-baked.
I could really go for cake.
If Richard doesn't have a kingdom,
what's Galavant to do?
Sid plays therapist.
Izzy's filled with bliss.
But Richard's lost a kingdom. Yeah, really hitting the high note there. I should audition for American Idol season. Oh, wait, it's canceled.
More like a low note, technically.
Oh, I know.
Well, there's a sad part. It's a sad part. It has to be a low note.
A low note in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Okay, so BlueDragonFive, we are here to talk about, as we said, Oh Hail the King. Kind of the stunning mystery of King Richard's castle and what happened with all of that is resolved. And we get a few interesting more tidbits there. I think definitely the best of the episode is Garreth, of course, but we'll get into them. But so, without further ado, let's jump right in.
All right. So, we start the episode with Richard. Would you like to take us through this part?
Yes, because in looking through episode 4 today, I had to go through about like maybe 24 links, and I always clicked on the episode hoping it was episode 4, and instead I got Richard moping around, and he's like, I could have sworn this was a hallway, and there was a hallway here too. Hallway. So I tell you folks, throughout the day, me trying to find episode 4, I heard that whole Richard hallway bit about 24 times.
So just to backtrack a little here, so folks will remember the last episode ended with Richard reaching his kingdom, yet the outlines of a castle remain, so the idea of the castle somehow vanished.
Yeah, it was a really good cliffhanger.
So he's exploring the pathways, the little line, as if it's like a child's little connect the dots book, you know, little maze book, more accurately. So Richard's exploring the vanished rooms. You know, he says, well, and this is my bedroom, this is my crowns, all the various crowns, like, these are my show crowns, these are I forget these specifics of it, these are my day-to-day crowns, these are my casual crowns.
So this absolutely bust me my castle.
Yeah, Galavant, of course, he's focused on the army. Well, now I have to go find an army. He says, "Oh, relax, Chisel Chin. You'll get your army as soon as I find my castle. Find the army, my castle's probably going to be with them." So obviously, King Richard is puzzled as to where the heck his castle is.
Yeah, so at this point we reached the village, right?
Yeah, so then they head to the village again to find the army, find some peasants, get some explanations of what's going on here. But Richard notices, I don't know what it is, but this village seems oddly familiar.
Just vaguely.
Yeah. Instantly, he's expecting the starstruck treatment, King Richard, but what happens?
He asks the peasant, he's like, "Excuse me, dear, and you don't have to freak out. Okay, it's okay." And the peasant, I love the peasant's reaction. He's like, "Oh, it's you!" And then I love how he refers to Galavant as the Galavant. He's like, "Hey, everybody, it's the Galavant." I don't know, for some reason that terminology, saying the Galavant instead of just it's Galavant, it's the Galavant.
I forgot the.
Yeah, the cracked me up.
Because I thought it was
the Galavant.
I guess I just assumed he was saying like, it's Sir Galavant, but no, they call him the Galavant. I think you're right, yeah. Anyway, so Galavant's recognized much Richard's displeasure. Again, he's the celebrity of these parts in his mind. So he's asking Peasant John, by the way. That's this guy's name, Peasant John.
Okay.
I know, very, very hard to remember.
I know, right?
But also, he's played by, I don't really know this guy much myself, in case anyone's curious. I think he's one of the guest stars, I guess, is Matt Lucas.
Matt Lucas. That sounds vaguely familiar from something.
Yeah, I think he does some theatrical production, but he's done a lot of stuff. He's more writer from what I understand. I think he's a good writer too. Again, I don't really know the two guest stars we have in this one too familiarly, but I'll point him out. So he's one of them.
Sure.
Anyway, so Peasant John informs Richard. Peasant John and company, they inform what happened to the castle. They say they tore it down to build the village, and Richard obviously is not happy with this.
"Well, I demand that you rebuild it."
And as Richard's like saying, do this, do that, or else you'll be drawn and quartered. Then he realizes, wait, why is love again? The way Timothy O'Munson plays King Richard will always amaze me. It really does. He plays just genuine befuddlement of like, what is in the midst of a kingly rant. He just stops him and says, just curiously saying, usually why isn't anyone scurrying into doing what I'm saying, essentially? And then just the Peasant John's so familiar with the body language. He's literally propping himself up on King Richard, saying, and this is what I love. I love the logic of this because it makes a lot of sense. Peasant John here tells him, well, in his absence, because you were gone for a very long time. And then this King Richard instantly saying, well, okay, I'll admit I should have sent a pigeon or two. That's on me. But because of the logic here, the king was absent, so they had no idea what to do. But while he was absent, they had time to think and come all over the validity of the king. Because again, their big, fearless leader there, he's abandoning them for another kingdom. Well, what gives? And they're figuring, why do we follow this guy? I mean, he's not even here. And they figure, okay, king's just really a guy in a hat because his father was king. Really, that's what a king is. And it makes a lot of sense. It's like, well, yeah, why don't we make the decision? See, he's gone. We don't know if he's ever coming back.
Yeah, it's just kind of the medieval kind of breaking out of democracy.
Yeah, so in essence, these guys were kind of forward-thinking peasants in which
they
discovered democracy in a way.
Oh dear. So that leads to the new Tomorrow Today song, which is pretty clever in just kind of the way that it's like it's democracy, but it's still very much like the Middle Ages, like the butcher, the baker, everyone gets the vote except for poor women, or except for women and the poor, or people who have diseases.
Yeah, I like
lame, lepers, gypsies, commies.
Yeah. I like the novelty that's kind of like New Tomorrow Today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got like kind of a Disney reference.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I gotta tell you, the songs, all the songs in this really, with the exception of our middle one. Well, again, I shouldn't say all the songs, only 3 songs. So, with the exception of our second song here, the songs really didn't do it for me this episode.
This song I think had some good puns working for it. It had some good humor and social commentary, but the song itself definitely wasn't very.
I should probably have said this earlier on, but overall, this episode really doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not too thrilled with it either.
We'll get into the big reason for that a little later.
Sure.
But I'm saying this wasn't helping. Like, this is like I'll admit, compared to the last song we got, it's like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. It's well choreographed. I don't know. That's what I felt. But again, I like the Disney reference of like, build new tomorrow today. Okay, I kind of like that. But aside from that, I had no real. It wasn't that catchy. You know.
Like I said, I just like the biting irony of the song. How it's like they're all being progressive, and yet no, but these people can't vote, and these people can't vote, and these people can't vote.
That's the thing.
And then Galavant's off on the side. He's like, well, that is very progressive for the Middle Ages.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give Mencken and company credit on this one. That at least they're being clever, even though the song's not that impressive. At least they're being clever in the writing there.
Sure.
Anyway, so let's see. So basically, everyone can vote with kind of the modern prejudices and assumptions applied there. So everyone, they're basically your standard middle class peasant can. Everyone, including everyone excluding the. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that right.
Basically, just white males.
Pretty much just your average peasants can vote. Yeah, exactly. Your average peasant.
Just males. Average white male. That's what it comes down to.
Everyone else are off the board. Yeah, and Galavant's intriguing, very perceptive. And after again, I always loved this Galavant. I'm sorry, there was a really great fourth wall gag we should probably address. This feeding into your thing you really like about the show. When they mention they get breaking the song, Galavant has the fourth wall gag of like, I know what's coming, which is really funny. So I gotta say, But then, of course, another thing really makes me peeved. So after the song is Love Richard and Galavant's commenting on the songs all the time. I love that. They turn around and says, well, what do you know? It's awfully progressive for peasants. And then Richard's saying, are you going to ask are you going to bring up the army again? Because, I just lost my bleeping kingdom. And I hate the bleep. I still hate the bleep.
Yeah, I know you hate the bleeps.
I am so infuriated by the bleep.
I'm kind of used to it at this point as a stylistic choice.
It's like even like the last episode of last season was so great, and they had a bleep in it. But it was like the only one I'm willing to even give a pass on the bleep because it was so good. But this one, again, they have a bleep. That I do like the aftermath of the bleep, though. Just Galavant saying "touchy."
Right.
It's like a fun reverse. Usually Galavant's the guy always like storming off, like, "Oh, Richard, ah."
Okay. So I assume this next. Wait. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So now we get
Garreth is. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So Garreth is snacking on like a giant, medieval chicken leg or something.
Oh my god.
Or mutton. I don't know. It's some big thing on a bone. Anyways, it's like oversized Flintstone meat, essentially. That's what
right.
So Garreth, I just love the idea that Gareth's just like midnight snacking, but then he walks by, and then we see King Richard, crowned and everything. He's just sitting there saying, "Hey, Richard!"
Surprise! Come on, give us a hug.
Just first of all, the acting on this is great, and you love it. Gareth's just a big old teddy bear, and you love him.
Garreth is just genuinely delighted.
Yeah, and I think what it's saying at the core is that Garreth really does care a lot about Richard.
Sure.
Richard is again, technically they're brothers. They grew up into each other. Say, Richard, surprise! I love this. I love Timothy O'Munt now. Timothy O'Munt, and how he plays Richard like this, just playing like just the most sarcastic, surprise, like the most. It's like facade of pep, It's like
right.
Anyway, they go in for the hug. He drops his crown, picks it up, and then we notice we're in a nightmare now at this point because then Richard's at the bottom of the steps, and now Gareth's at the top holding the crown. Says, Garreth, what gives?
No, he says, what the hey, Garreth?
Hey, Garreth, and he turns around. You see a giant sword or a giant dagger is in Richard's back as he keels over, and then Garreth just wakes up like wakes up from a nightmare in terror.
Yeah.
As you
Very
would. I mean,
fun.
again,
Very
he
fun.
apparently he backstabbed his best friend there. Again, symbolism to be delved into later and how Garreth processes that. But so, Garreth awakens screaming, and then, of course, this wakes Malik is when Vinny Jones screams. He really screams.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, speaking of Fred Flintstone, I mean, it's like a Wilma of screams this guy has.
Mhm. So this is a nice, funny scene with Madalena. She bursts in to Sid, ordering Sid to fix the problem with
Apparently,
Garrett.
this is the third time this week that Garrett's been suffering from nightmares.
And it's interrupting her beauty sleep. And what happens when she doesn't get her beauty sleep is, well, you can sleep in all day, my lord, because no one has to listen to you.
I love that Sid's the ultimate yes man. He's just saying, what happens when the queen doesn't hear? She can get all sleep she wants because she's queen. Like, that's the right answer. That's the yes man answer.
No, she gets a wrinkle, and she'll make you get a wrinkle on your neck. And then I love this little bit when she comes back and she's just like I think she's just genuinely trying to be helpful. She's like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not being really clear. I'm really tired. If you don't fix it, I'll cut your throat. Okay, good night.
I love that.
I love that. It's like she's genuinely trying to be polite, I think.
Like, I'll say, I think Madalena has improved vastly from last season.
I think she's got some good things going for her.
So far, Madalena's been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So after the wrinkle gag, we had boy. So Isabella, she's this is kind of funny at the beginning here. Is the idea Isabella's kind of reliving the.
I don't like the fact that Isabella is this depressed over this, and we've been over this. How contrived this all is. So
I'm going to rant about more stuff with her story. I'm just saying this bit I can take out of all the stuff we have with her this episode.
The bit, like I said, it pisses me off her whole entire mood about the whole thing. But the funny thing, yes, of course, is the whole gesture and what the gesture's doing.
That's pretty much the only good thing I have to glean from the Isabella stuff, right? And we'll get into maybe some more stuff next episode about Isabella's state. But point is, in this episode,
I actually feel like all the characters in the Isabella realm are kind of suffering. There's this weird negative glow around Isabella right now.
Which is, let's just say, when we get to then, I'll bring up my big concerns going forward with the Isabella story. Anyway, so Isabella was just reliving kind of her soaps essentially. Again, I love the gag that the jesters kind of using those creepy puppets. That remember I pointed out the creepy puppets.
Yes.
Season 1. Now they're making use of them, which is even scarier. It's like the creepy puppet and a creepy puppet version of Galavant. As the jester's performing this in front of her, she's chowing down on sugar. It's it's medieval ice cream, technically, or something. Anyway, so basically, it's being performed by the jester on a loop. Says again, "Oh, come on, your Highness, please don't do this to yourself."
Play it again.
Yep. And then,
I'm Galavant. I'm the jinkiest jerk in all the land.
Which, I mean, that's the only good thing from this Isabella story this episode. Unfortunately, but anyway, then the parents come in as they do, and they're mentioning, "Oh, Isabella, you can't just wallow around about Galavant. He dropped you like a fly." Anyway, so then they're mentioning, "Oh, my mother had great grandchildren your age, and she's 25, by the way."
Oh God! At least meet the wedding planner.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, anyway, I get the feeling you're not into this wedding planner guy.
I'm really not.
Oh boy.
Isabella doesn't care for. Basically, Isabella doesn't care. Would it
have been better if he would have actually been played by Tim Curry?
Is that an actual thing?
No, I'm just saying the guy fucking sounds like Tim Curry.
I don't really get any Tim Curry vibes off the guy, Tiki.
I got Tim Curry all over the place with this guy, but kind of in a dollar store cheap ripoff of Tim Curry.
That's what I'm saying. It's barely Tim Curry. I don't know where you're getting Curry from. If it was Curry, it'd be awesome, to be honest with you. But I'm not getting any Curry from this.
It sounds like the guy ate Tim Curry.
I don't even think he sampled Tim Curry, Tiki. I don't even think he sampled him.
I don't know. I think his voice is very distinctly Curry-esque.
Then again, I'm just so taken off by the guy. I guess I'm in Isabella's camp, and I don't care about this guy at all. But we'll get into that. Anyway, so Isabella doesn't care if it's not for love, and then he says, "Oh, at least meet the wedding planner, meet Wormwood." By the way, that name always reminds me of this episode of Batman the Animated Series where there's a guy called Wormwood that Batman faces off against.
Oh God!
That's the only big thing about this guy I can really cling on to. Is I know the name Wormwood because essentially he was in the animated series. Wormwood was kind of their stand-in for a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so the wedding planner comes in. He's an obvious bad guy. He like dramatically is crossing his fingers.
Okay. I did think that was a little funny.
I don't know. It's a little. Again, here's my problem with this.
I'm here to serve your every wish and desire. The camera. I just love the dramatic camera pan. That's what kind of cracked me up about it.
I appreciate what they're going for with the camera pan, but I'll tell you what, I don't know what it is. This guy, usually we're used to kind of characters just kind of springing up there, but I don't know what was off with this guy. It's just, he comes out of nowhere. I don't know what to do with this guy.
I think what's off with him is that he might be the main antagonist of the season.
It's like there's no build, there's no mystery. I mean, look at, for example, Ricky Gervais. I mean, there's at least a little bit of mystique and comedy around him, like building him up, right?
You're talking in terms of
I'm talking about introduction. Like, yeah, Ricky Gervais is character in Galavant when the wizards. Like they mentioned, we're going to go to this wizard. He's kind of a psychedelic type wizard. He's built up a little bit, and then of course, obviously, when he performs it, he's stealing the show. Wormwood.
Well, like I said, I think this is more than a guest star. I really do think this guy is going to be around for at least he's half the season.
I'm with you. I know that. That's what bothers me even more is that this guy's not grabbing me from the beginning for something.
Right, I hear you.
He has all this importance placed upon him, and he's just coming out of nowhere. Like, why do I care about this guy?
Like, here, look at me. I'm an evil villain, and my fingers are crossed behind my back, so you can't trust me.
It's like this super important character. Yeah, it's baffling because they kind of do this all the time, and it works a lot better. I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
You know what it feels like? It actually kind of feels like Kingsley a little bit.
I don't know. Kingsley played a lot better, though. I don't know what it is, though. It's the same thing.
Well, Kingsley played a lot better because he was actually built up throughout the season.
Well, that's the thing. Do you really remember him give me an example how he was built up. That's the thing I can't remember, though. How Kingsley
I don't know. Did he come out of nowhere? I don't remember if they ever talked about Richard having a brother or not.
No, that's the weird thing is for life.
I'd have to go back and watch the first season again.
I'm with you there, but for the life of me, I want to say Kingsley was also kind of just like he's thrown at us, and yet he worked.
Right.
With this guy, just from the instant this guy's introduced, I'm thinking this guy's just coming out of nowhere. We have other characters coming out of nowhere, and usually works. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And because of that, I couldn't get into this guy at all. He was just eating up screen time for me. He just bugged me.
I've got to admit, I did like his song.
Oh, Tiki.
I liked his song a lot.
I hated his song.
I thought his song was pretty classic Mencken.
I thought it was no.
I thought it had a really good rhythm to it.
I thought it was like 10 Cent Under the Sea.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like Discount Under the Sea, but I still found it charming because it was essentially Discount Under the Sea.
Anyway, point is, right now, I'm really not crazy about this guy. He's like,
I'm not either. I do think he's just kind of out of left field, as you said, is like this guy who should be important, but really has had no build up at all.
I don't know why it's not working for this guy. Maybe it's because he's just not entertaining enough. Maybe that's it. Just he's like, I can appreciate the mundanity of him explaining stuff to his assistant. I can appreciate that, but he's not grabbing me at all.
All right, well, we'll see how he plays going forward.
All right, point is, this guy is a big headache in me right now with this scene. But we'll get more on him a little later, I guess, or we'll see. Anyway, what else? I'm sorry, caught on my rant. I'm just trying to. Okay, he's an obvious bad guy. So then we're at the rec center. This is a fun scene. So we're at the rec center, which is again, bear in mind the whole village is based around parts of Richard's kingdom, castle. So we see like the little changing rooms, I guess. You know, little fold out. Things made from Richard's embroidered sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the art on there, and he mentions like the R's. He knows the R's are his because the red hairs were the redheads of the kingdom.
And then he's just walking around like, oh, I bet you guys are all planning just a big surprise for me. You've rebuilt my castle, and any minute now you're gonna wheel it out, and it's gonna be even better.
So essentially, his extreme makeover hopes are dashed quickly. He says, oh, "I'm sorry, buddy. It's not the case, buddy. Not king. Not your highness. Nothing, buddy.
You're not my friend, buddy. You're not my buddy, guy. You're not my guy, friend. You're not my friend, pal." All right, I'll stop.
What is that from?
South Park.
Okay, so the point is they mentioned that they've used every part of the castle for a good purpose, which I like that idea. Okay, they're repurposing. It's like kind of the every part of the buffalo type thinking. You know, you got to use every part of this to benefit us. Let's see. So we have a. I love Galavant kind of asking it right the instant Richard leaves off in a huff, saying no, no, no. It's like he's like after he's being called buddy, he's like, okay, I've had it. No extreme makeover renovations in my castle. Nothing. He's storming off to do other hilarious hijinks.
Oh
but,
god, oh god. What if Ty Pennington just shows up out of nowhere at the finale, like King Richard, you're the next participant in Extreme Makeover Castle Edition.
I would love that so much if they could.
That would be a great, like, Monty Python style ending, just throwing all the continuity to the wind at that point.
I think that would be great. Anyway, so
Richard's just like, oh, you guys, you do care.
I think that would be awesome, but I don't think it's in the cards. Okay, anyway, but Galavant, I just love the turn on Galavant. I think Galavant's timing has been really good throughout the show here this season. I think his timing's really great. So he just instantly turns as he asks about an army. He said, "Oh yeah, we got a citizens army," and he asked, "Well, can I use your army to rescue my true love Isabella?" And they say no. And I love the delivery. I just love this for some reason. I just love this delivery Galavant has. Where he just says, "Really?" I just love the way he says "really." Like it's like so hurt, of like just like so genuinely. He's just asking so nuts. Like, can I please use your army? Really? Can't use them? It's like just so perplexed. Of like, really? Anyway, so he's after he says, "Really? But I thought you had this whole the whole democracy thing. You vote on everything, right?" He says, "Well, yes, I do. You have Matt Lucas playing Peasant John. You're saying, well, yes, that's true. Well, okay, I'll tell you what. We have a town meeting tonight. Why don't you bring the new business there and we'll vote on it?" But I can't imagine. Then you would take us to this part.
Okay. But I can't imagine they'd actually want to send anyone into battle over. Oh, the Galavant interrupts. You're all forgetting one thing. The smile. And then Galavant just rips out the most charming smile.
Well, no, there was a funny fourth wall joke right before that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so he mentions the whole democracy. Well, I don't imagine anyone's going to send people into a war that's going to basically not going to profit anyone. Like, I can't imagine anyone. Basically, it's a fourth wall joke. It's a political fourth wall joke saying, "Well, we sent people into war we probably shouldn't have."
Okay, my bad.
He's looking directly in the camera, and the Galvin's looking around like, "What are you looking at?" It's such a Deadpool game. It's such a great fourth wall joke, just like looking around. It's like so direct. And he says, "You're forgetting about this, the smile," and just the peasant John's like touching Galvin's teeth. I love that Galvin's so accommodating.
Oh, that is nice, isn't it?
I love this Gavin's so accommodating. He's letting him touch the teeth. I like that. And then we have this really fun. I laughed at this part. I just love Richard like a child, just like a kid on a playground who's having his toys play, which is like, say, "That's my tunic." He's fighting a lady who's wearing his tunic and he's wrestling with her practically.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Okay, anyways, then we got Sid and Garreth.
Oh dear. So Sid just kind of casually approaches Garreth about the bad dreams, and Garreth's pissed, and he grabs Sid. He's like,
"Who told you I was having bad dreams?
Come over here." Sid panicking. "Oh God, this is it.
No, I'm not going to kill you. Truth is, yes, I'm having bad dreams." Then Sid mentions his mother helped him out when he was a kid and he had nightmares, and basically what she would do is help him figure out and work through the nightmares. And just no,
it's much complicated than that. It's a riddle.
I'm holding King Richard's crown, and he's holding King Richard's crown. He just does. How's it go?
And he's accusing me of betraying him.
Okay. And says, "Well, maybe that's because you feel guilty."
What's guilty?
And he's like, Sid just laughing and say, "Well, really? It means you feel bad." "No, it's not a thing."
It's not a thing.
It's the way Vinnie Jones says, "That's not a thing." It's just the idea of in this universe, and we've seen this throughout this season, if Garrett just being he's uneducated, I think would be a fair assessment. Uneducated in aspects, but still, he has the muscle to back up whatever he's thinking of. Like, no, it's not a thing. He's like he's so convinced of like, no, it's not a thing. No, morons. Readings from morons who can't understand pictures. I love just the authority on not knowing anything. I love that. It's just that's not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it reminds me of, hey, that's really cool.
The Madalena's in the background kind of gives a slit throat gesture.
Yeah, like, fix this now. Anyway, so Galavant and Richard here. I love this bit. I love the setup for this scene. I love these kind of scenes between these two guys. So these like kind of our classic buddy movie scenes here. You know, they're putting up the sign, which I love the time Galavant had. I just love that Galavant had time to make a sign of himself to put around one day.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a good work ethic, I think. So he's like hanging a sign, and he's like thinking of like slogans, and Richard suggests to Galavant,
"Die for the guy who wants his gal." You see, it's a play on words because gal could be you, and
so I just love Richard being genuinely helpful, but he really is butchering it when he's saying this. It's a little dumb for me. Oh, it's dumb for you, but not dumb for me. Oh, I'm not a writer, not a castle owner, not a king. We have to do this now. Oh, I'm just in the darkest hour of my soul. Just go win your stupid election.
Which he genuinely is. I feel very bad for Richard right now.
Yeah, think of it again. Like, look at the end of that one episode. Saying, "Well, my wife, my wife cheated on me. My wife cheated on me. My best friend betrayed me. Lost my wife. Lost my friend. My brother tried to kill me." All that stuff. Anyways, I love again too the Munson being so flustered as King Richard. He's like, "Oh, just go win your stupid election." I love just calling everything stupid. I don't know what it is. It's just the way he emphasizes that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, anyways, so then we basically Richard's having an identity crisis here. He's wondering what is he if he's not a king. He lost his kingdom. That was the big thing he was looking forward to. Remember last episode he was saying he's going to eat up a whole bunch of cake and be adored by his people. That's off the table now. So he doesn't have people. He doesn't have a kingdom. Doesn't have a crown. He's got bupkis. So he's just really having an identity crisis. What is he going to do next? He's like, what can I have that's going to be me? He's looking for a new living, essentially. So he breaks into a wonderful song.
Yeah, this is definitely the song of the episode.
Not the best of songs, but it was for this episode, it was the best song.
The one thing that kind of bugged me was that he kept kind of going in between song and dialogue.
Well, he's kind of figuring out career opportunities. I don't know. I think it was.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it kind of interrupts the flow of the song.
I think it's really funny though, so I don't mind.
All right.
But with the song, I think the beginning was a little like hit or miss for me, but then I think towards the end it ramped up, and I really loved it when it ramped up. I love the ending. Particularly, but I think it ramped up better. So it starts off. If I were a John Lee blacksmith, he's just going through all these jobs, and I could hit the thing with the other thing, and all that stuff. And he mentions he's kind of commenting on it, saying, "Oh no, I get really dirty if I did that." And he's just kind of looking at other potential careers through song. He's talking about like a farmer. And he's thinking he could plant all the things. Richard really doesn't know much either. So he thinks he can plant eggs, plant pigs, and of course, he thinks he can plant chocolate cake.
Of course.
He thinks those are all things you can plant. Again, showing how truly sheltered Richard was.
BlueDragonFive, are you telling me that the chocolate cake plant that I have in my backyard is phony?
Well, I'm saying you probably shouldn't have paid with credit.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway. So he just thinks he can plant chocolate. It shows you how sheltered Richard really was growing up. He doesn't even know all the stuff he can plant.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, then of course his line just sells the comedy of that, just the cake gag, saying, "Well, any moron can plant a cake." It's the moron calling the other people morons. It's right. Pretty funny. Hey, he thinks he can be a brewer. I like he genuinely says something that can make other people happy, make himself happy, be a brewer, because we saw how much he loves to drink at the end of that last season.
Oh god.
Anyway, so as he thinks brewer, then he realizes you have to smush grapes and stuff with your feet, and says, "Oh no, it's pointless."
I've seen that episode of Lucy. I know how much of a hassle it is.
Yeah. Anyways, then they get this is the best part of the song. This is one of the best parts.
It is.
I'll argue this is the best part of the episode. I love everything about this shot here. Just like Richard stabbed his sword into like a little flower thing or a little sack. He's like kind of sitting next to it. He's going through all these other jobs. Like I just love the way he delivers wet nurse, and then he says cesspool worker.
Cesspool.
I love the cesspool worker. It cracks me up. It's the way again. It's so soulfully delivered, though. It's like so genuine. Cesspool worker, and then he's like sighs. But anyway, he'll just be himself. He doesn't know anything. He realizes, he doesn't know anything but being king.
And then at that moment, we get that great sword glowing.
And we know that sword's going to come into play big time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with that.
But you feel bad for Richard. He's lacking purpose.
Oh, yeah,
he has no
absolutely.
idea what to do in his life. And I love the shot, too, just revealing the sword. I just love the just how lonely, because the place was full of people right before then. But as Richard's like, he is in the darkest hour of his soul here. He's like, just leaning his head back, the sigh of, after he goes through his little song there. He's just like, he's left there alone to contemplate things. And the answer is probably right beside him, but he doesn't know anything about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you feel so bad for the guys. You're kind of that lonely above that shot above of him and the sword next to each other.
Yeah, very, very well composed.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, anyway, boy, I'm gonna get this bit. You take.
Is this guy going to become the barber of this show?
Well, if I'm saying if they have songs like this in conjunction with characters like this.
Oh, this song is not that bad.
I don't like this song.
No, this song is not. This song is maybe the catchiest of the three songs.
It's not the catchiest.
It's an earworm. It's an earworm.
This is not an earworm. Okay?
La 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 la.
This is not
just that la 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 thing.
What do you
Embrace the la la la, BlueDragonFive. Embrace the la la la.
Why do you think we didn't use this song in the opening? Because it's impossible. Because it has no catchiness to it.
It's all right. Well, let's go through it.
All right, so Wormwood is he tells, I think it's Harry or something. I think it's Harry or Barry. I think it's Harry though. Tells his assistant, the wedding plan to mind control Isabella with a magic tiara, put a little magical chemical on it to put in her hair, and then she'll be mind controlled so he can have control over the kingdom. That's the plan. He establishes that with I can appreciate that gag, but I know nothing about this guy, so I don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we get the happiest day of my life song. As Isabella comes in and she's basically, I don't care, and then he ropes her into the song.
I appreciate how this song builds and how when Isabella has the crown on, her tempo changes and everything like that.
That's look. I'll say, as a song in general, it's not a terrible song. I'm saying for this show, it's my least favorite song of the show.
Okay, I can understand. Oh God, of the whole show.
Of the whole show.
Oh,
I will easily say that is my least favorite song.
Oh, wow. You and I have very different opinions of this song, then.
I mean, Oi, What a Night is far more entertaining than this.
Okay, I honestly thought it was one of the most, Alan Menken style songs that they've ever had.
No, I don't view it that much.
It feels like something that came straight out of a Disney movie.
I don't know. It's I think this music behind it's really killing it for me. I don't know. Again, because it feels so Discount Under the Sea. I don't know.
But I like the Discount Under. Maybe this is just my island. I love everything set on an island, and this is Caribbean fused. So maybe that's just it.
I really think that's it. I think that's why you're loving the song.
All right, fine. I can admit it. I love the Caribbean vibe that the song gives out. I like the la la laws. You cannot like the la la laws, but I do like the la la laws.
I appreciate, and I'll get into this more next episode. I liked the tempo change on Izzy, but that was about it. That's the only part I liked of the song.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so basically there's this one bit in the song where the episode could have changed for me. I would have liked it a lot more, but it didn't take the opportunity. I'll tell you what it was. So amongst the song, unless you want to kind of build through the song or anything.
No, I think we're good just skimming it.
So basically there's this bit in the song that really could have saved the episode and saved this character for me. I think would have been a lot better, but basically he explains his plan through the song in this one bit where he's going through it really out loud, talking about the song would have been a good fourth wall gag, where he explained the whole plan, I'll take control of the kingdom and all that stuff in the song, and is right in front of Izzy and her parents, and yet no one notices it.
Right.
I'm saying, I would have appreciated if they noticed in that moment and said, wait, what? And kick him out. I would have loved the episode.
Oh my God. Okay, you're right. That would have been amazing. That would have been a fucking brilliant subversion of expectations.
That's what I'm saying, because it would have made sense of this guy's throwing us the last minute. He has this big plan of I'm gonna take over the kingdom. It's man, this is a lot being thrown at us in one episode right off the bat. And I'm thinking, okay, it's an average occurrence in a medieval kind of fairy tale thing. If there's a guy trying to take over the kingdom, it's an everyday occurrence, and you announces his plan in song, and this plays on Galavant saying, "Oh, I know what's coming. It's a song." Finally, a fourth wall, the ultimate fourth wall joke, and it makes this character seems like it's a one-off. That's what I would have loved.
That's actually like absolutely brilliant. That would have been so good if that happened.
That's what I'm saying. It would have made a lot more sense. It's like now we're supposed to care about this guy. Still got no investment in this guy yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the other thing, sorry, there's one other. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of there. Now again, her pepping up is the only real good thing that gleamed from the song, I guess.
I like that the gesture wants to draw the pictures on the invitations.
Well, I don't know if it's him. I think he says you need someone to draw the pictures because you can't take photographs back then.
I thot he was kind of offering the services, but
I don't think it's him.
All right.
That was a fake-looking cake, too.
Oh, God.
That was a very fake-looking cake.
I like the choreography when the guards burst in, and it is very lavish.
Yeah. I mean, I like the bit in the song where she's saying, like, oh, I'm really not into this. You know, essentially,
but you genuinely don't like the la-la-la-las?
I don't really care. That's the thing. I don't care about this song. That's my problem. It's not bad. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not nothing. I have nothing to gleam on. This song is very representative of the guy. It's a nothing song. I don't care about this.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I got nothing. Like I wanted to like this song. I was like, okay, it's kind of like it looks like they're kind of doing Under the Sea, and they're just like didn't have any charm at all of that. It's like okay,
I guess I just latched onto it because they were kind of doing Under the Sea.
You were sucked in by La 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 La.
Yes, I was sucked in by the La 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 La's. Yes.
I didn't. I just
la 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 la.
Okay, anyway. Okay, so puts the crown on her. She's hypnotized. You know, she's happy, Izzy, and then we have the town meeting.
Oh boy, this is a great scene right here.
Yes, like you said, first of all, I love to have the town meeting begins just like going through business. You know, I love my mundane. I just love the idea that
of course.
As well. Basically saying, okay, so we'll vote on moving the fountain away from the cemetery, the well away from the cemetery. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I love their voting because you would want the well away from the cemetery. I would think also. I would vote for that plan.
Yes.
So Richard's depressed. You know, he's the town drunk. He's just drinking from the.
No, he's not the town drunk. He wishes he was the town drunk.
I know. He wishes he was
the position was already taken, and then it comes to the town. This is a great kind of like almost Family Guy-esque gag.
Yeah, this is really funny. It's Richard's reaction, so cracks me.
It's like he cuts to the town drunk who's just barfing into a barrel.
Yes, I wish I was the town drunk. Then I have a purpose. And they see the guy, and he's.
And then cuts back to Richard, and Richard's just like felt losing a beat. He's just like, lucky bastard.
So funny, and again, I just love the sincerity. Again, that's the thing. Timothy Munson brings to Richard. It's like the absurdity, but such a straight Adam West delivery of it, like so genuine.
Definitely.
You know, it's like without skipping a beat. It's like he means this 100%, but he just doesn't get the irony of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's see. So Galavant, then he's the last bit of new business for the meeting. He goes up there and he's asking everyone for help. And I love this guy. I think this guy's pretty fun. They're all a little confused, asking. Pretty much, wait, are you confused? Don't you mean the first season? They're just confused on the first season, like all the stuff that changed.
It's almost kind of like a meta gag on like how confusing the plot got in the first season.
It is a meta gag of like, well, wait, weren't you going? It makes sense. That's what I like about it. It's like it makes sense.
Right,
like, well, how would all these people be able to keep up with all the Galavant adventures? You know, like, he's going after Madalena, and they realized it was a betrayal. Saying. Recapping the stuff of first season is confusing to a new audience that wouldn't know anything about it. You know, it's like, well, no, come on, folks, it's true love.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, they go to Madalena. She in Valencia. No. Now they're in Hortensia. It's like all the stuff they caught on the last episode.
Right.
They lost. Come on, folks, it's true love. And then he uses. I love the fact he uses Richard's line when he's just desperate. Is the way he delivers it, just like so haphazard. It's like so tipping through a minefield. And I was like, just die for the guy who wants his gal. And he's just, Matt Lucas is like, going. Oh, remember what I was going to say about the happiest day of my life song. So Robert Lindsay is the guy that plays Wormwood.
Okay.
Anyone who knows who that is, again, I know he's been through a lot of stuff. I personally don't know. I'm sorry, I wanted to mention that before.
He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so.
How do you know that?
because I tried to look him up, and on the Galavant cast list, he did not have a link to his name.
Like just now, or did you do it in advance?
No, I did it like a couple days in advance.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was just Robert Lindsay. I mean, I've seen the IMDb on the guy. He has like a lot of credits to his name.
Oh, I should have looked up the IMDb instead of Wikipedia. Oh well.
Anyway, sorry. Moving on. But so anyway, so they die for the guy who wants his gal, and he's being booed.
Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, that guy was a prick in the audience, by the way. That guy. Anyway, so he's being booed, and then Richard has his moment. Oh boy, good for Richard. He's getting up there. He's like,
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Now, BlueDragonFive, I just want to point out, like, for a split second, I was very disappointed in Richard, because I thought what Richard was going to do was just kind of, like, just join the mob of people criticizing Galavant, and especially kind of, like, twisting that slogan against him.
No.
But no, he doesn't do that. He subverts my expectations in a great way.
I didn't think that for a moment. Remember, he's Galavant's BFF. He would never do anything against Galavant. Yeah, he's like a puppy. He's like the whole. We're pals, right? We're pals. That's him. He's the Spike and Ike. Anyway, so he's.
I know I'm no longer your king, unless of course you'd like to take a quick vote.
I love that though, because it still would have put him in a position to help Galavant. So Galavant's still in for. Oh yeah, well sure, if he gets king, then we're good. Then, but he knows it's a very long shot.
And sure, I realized that my baby fights were really weird and not that entertaining, even after the addition of the Cobras.
Which is hilarious, by the way. It's the idea.
I'm like, okay.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? When he says baby fights, what do you picture?
I literally picture babies fighting and then a cobra just in the middle, and it's just not a good scene.
And I see. I had a second thought. That was my first thought. My second thought was babies would be the implement of damage. So you would like a pillow fight, but with a baby.
But then how would the Cobras be worked in there?
No, I'm saying it'd be like a gladiator match. Then the Cobras would be in the middle to go after you.
Okay.
You know, so as you're fighting the guy, you have a Cobra to contend with. I'm saying that was the second thing I was thinking of after that thought. I think we were all gleaming at it. It's like kind of the old mongoose snake fight they had anyway. Sorry.
Right.
But, yeah, it's actually, people overseas, they do the Cobra mongoose fight. It's weird. Anyway.
So we have the woman stands up, Roberta, who we'll meet a little later on.
Yeah. So basically,
really
they're taking a vote of who would like to join them for true love. Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote down Richard's quote. Let me find it here. Richard has a really good line. So after the baby fights, which again, wonderfully delivered. It's like great expository, like really quickly summing up what the whole baby fight was about, I now realize that was a terrible, it was not a funny idea, even with the addition of Cobra. But then he says, true love is rare and worth fighting for. It's life's greatest.
Hell yeah.
Then he says, really great. He says, this makes sense for what Richard's going through this episode. He says, it's life's greatest purpose. Who will join us? Who will join us in that fight? And then Roberta's in, but no one else is, unfortunately. So they have an army of one aside from themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we have another Garreth nightmare.
Oh, so Garreth just pulls up his pillow, and Richard's head is just sticking out of the bed.
And beside him is...
I love how Richard just kind of like has to blow a piece of his hair out of his face. Just like...
So basically, this is King Richard trying to outdo Billy D. Williams.
Oh God.
As the cool side.
Yes, hello, Garreth. I am the cool side of the pillar.
I'm surprised you didn't jump on that one.
Why don't you just roll on over and head on down to Dreamland?
I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that one.
I know.
You're always telling me about the cool side of the pillow.
The cool side of the pillow is my all-time favorite Family Guy gag.
That was the instant I saw that. I was thinking, "Oh, Tiki's gonna love this." Anyway, so Richard saying, "Garreth, look what you did to me."
But he's not technically on the pillow, right? He's sticking out from the mattress.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't get the pillow connection. Like, if his head was in the pillow, then yeah, I'd be thinking cool side of the pillow.
I'm just saying it's like in the spot of the pillow, though.
All right.
He says, "You did this to me, Garreth."
Oh, God.
Look what you did to me. Just, I love him. It looks so hilarious. Just this head of Richard's on the bed. Anyway, Garreth wakes up, so he quickly goes in there to quiet him. Just says, "What are you trying to get me killed?" He talks to him, and basically they come to the realization after Richard explains, "Oh, his head was right here." Sid says, "Well, look, that means in your own weird way you care. I mean, you're human."
You're surprisingly human.
Yeah, and then Garreth comes upon the lesson of the episode. You know what? If I am feeling guilty,
I do miss the old bastard.
Yeah, it's so sweet. He does miss Richard.
Then we get this really, really sweet thing that Sid's mother used to do to him before he went to bed.
Yeah, but I think could use the smidge more music just to kind of sell it. But it was good though.
I thought the moment by itself was adorable. So.
It wasn't. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying I think music would have sold it a little more.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I have it all written down. He's going through, and it's like he's pulling out dreams from, invisible dreams from Gareth's head.
It's like a Play-Doh thing. Like the little Play-Doh thing comes out of the head you put on there.
Yeah, and he's like, good dreams only, bad dreams out of his head. It's time tonight for dreams of fright to leave this little boy's head. And then Garreth just looks up at Sid with the most puppy dog eyes in the fucking world.
No, I was expecting Garreth to be like, "What are you doing?" But
I know.
Thankfully, they didn't do that. The way they just maybe like scored like 10 victory points for me here.
So Garreth is just like, "There's still one more on that." I'm like, "Oh, Garreth!"
It was the adorable thing ever.
I know.
I loved it. I was like, "Oh yes!" It's like, yes, it was so great. It's like the whole Garreth, are you asking me to teach you to read? No.
Oh, God.
It's like that sort of gag. But they finally delivered on it, like, oh, and then Garreth was going to sleep. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Meanwhile, that was a really nice moment. That was probably one of my favorite Garreth moments of the whole series so far.
I don't know. I really like. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's also a good one.
Yeah, Garreth's always awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay, meanwhile, Galavant and Richard here are basically going over what the next stage of the plan is. So the plan is to recruit soldiers on the way to Hortensia to save Isabella, then return her kingdom. So the plan at this point is to return Valencia to Isabella, by the way, just because we're tracking the whole thing with the kingdoms.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I got a feeling that Richard might be the new king of Valencia.
That might be, when all is said and done.
I got a strong feeling for that one. I mean, look, he's much more competent a leader. He's much more competent a leader than the king of queen of Valencia.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that much.
I'm just saying, they just handed that thing over. They didn't have a fight or anything. I'm just saying, those people were lousy forms of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's see. So, they're going through the plan there. Turn the kingdom. Richard plans to join you. A little surprise for you. Your buddy Richie's going to join you.
Although technically, I am the one who started this whole disaster, but I'm coming with you, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, even though it's my fault. And Roberta's coming too. And hey, watch this. Roberta, yes, king. She calls me king.
I love Galavant's reaction.
Oh God.
Oh my God!
Yes, the Galavant and Richard is like one of the best pairings you've ever seen. It's like the Midnight Cowboy of medieval times, It's like just like. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this is gonna be fun, and then I love this bit, Richard. This is just sold it for Richard because Richard's been through a lot this episode. I'm glad he got something out of this. He's just like, we should hurry now because I stole these horses and I set fire to the rec center. Dismantle my castle. Just showing you he's not quite. He's still learning, folks. He's not quite there yet. But he still burnt. I love the fact he burnt down the rec center because it was the most insulting of the places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyways, then we got Isabella. She invites the kingdom to the wedding, and the jester's cure is like, is something up with her? And the parent says, we don't care. She's happy.
And she's getting married.
Yeah.
Fist bump. Boom. You don't like the fist bump?
No, I mean, I guess fist bumps. I'm just brainwashed Isabella.
You're not into it?
I love, when we get into this next episode, I'll tell you, I love the performance, but I'm not crazy about the idea.
The one thing I'll give it is that I think brainwashed Isabella is much preferable to just like mopey, depressed Isabella.
I mean, of course, in that comparison, sure.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. It's like at least they managed to make her character at least a little more like, have something to do. So
I'll give you that. But again, it's over a stupid misunderstanding we got her in at the
Yeah.
press place, which really. Okay,
Right.
so I guess that's episode 3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find as much bad with it as you do. I'm with you in terms of this Wormwood guy, him just kind of popping up out of nowhere, but I did really like his song, so that's something we'll just have to agree to disagree on.
Right. Oh, we can have the whole song, agree to disagree.
Other than that, I do think there's some very strong moments. The chemistry with Galavant and Richard continues to be strong. I think
Of
Richard
course.
Richard making that speech at the town hall was a really nice moment, and of course, you gotta love Garreth and the budding friendship that he's having with Sid, and it's just freaking adorable.
I'll admit, talking about him, again, the positive is really good in this episode. It makes the negative all the worse for me, though. That's the thing.
I think episode 4 is definitely the filler episode of this bunch so far.
Yeah, it's interesting because at least before going on for this thing, I was thinking 4 was kind of was the highlight of this week.
No, I don't know.
I'm saying of this week,
it.
Between these two. That's what I mean, just between these two.
My problem with 4, and we'll get into it, is that 4 just kind of felt like it was more of a filler episode, like, hey, let's flesh Madeline out a little bit more. And that's it.
Well, we'll see when we get there. Point is, this one, to me, though, it's, again, Isabella's story, I'm afraid, is going to compromise the whole season.
Isabella's story is definitely like the main kind of thing that they're playing with fire here this new season.
And look, I'll say it now. I'm going to say this until again I'm proved otherwise. If they don't, they have until episode 6 to get Isabella back on track. Otherwise, the whole season's gone.
Man! Oh, high stakes.
They have until episode 6 to absolve us of all. They have to make it good too to get us back on track with seasons. They'll have 4 episodes at that point to have like the whole kind of our. Basically, what the first season was when the Kingsley stuff was introduced.
Right.
And that's, of course, when we got some good highlights there, except for the episode before that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what we have to get. I'm predicting that. I'm saying we have until episode 6 to get the story back on track to tell kind of these 3 Kingdoms of War story. I'm assuming we're getting by the end of the season.
Okay, I think you might be on something there. So.
Point is, this Isabella thing. It might kill the season if it gets any worse.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to cross our fingers then.
Okay, but you're right, though. I mean, again, I'll admit I'm a little higher on this episode talking about it again, but I still can't. I can't move. I can't budge an inch on the Isabella stuff.
Yeah, and I totally admit my whole bias for like Caribbean and Calypso style music making me like that song more than I probably should.
Yeah, it's like initially, I'll tell you what, I guess it's rewatching it a few times to get ready for this. Like initially, I wasn't too crazy about the Richard losing his kingdom, but again, I like the place they're taking Richard, though. So I guess that kind of what saved it for me.
Absolutely. I think that the place they're taking Richard is like the heart of the series so far.
It's like Peasant John initially got on my nerves. I guess he's still not, he hasn't really impressed me that much. But again, we're not going to see him again. But
no, I doubt we see him again.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Just like kind of seemed like just an obstacle. That's what the whole place seemed to be. But that's what it is, and that's what we have to accept it to be. Get Richard into an interesting place character-wise. That's really all it served. I can live with that. So that's, I guess, that was my other big negative, which I've now kind of been absolved of for that one. Yeah, that one I'm fine.
You felt like it was almost kind of a letdown,
Yeah.
Seeing as though we built up this kingdom so much.
I think that was it. But I kind of like where we're going character-wise with Richard.
Okay,
I think I'm better with it now. But one more thing, though, is that with Richard's kingdom, I'll say this now. They don't have a name for Richard's kingdom. Now we're never going to get that name.
That's true. That's true.
I look back in the early seasons. It's always been like either just Richard's Land or Richard King of the North. That's all we've ever had. Never gave it a name. This season, at the beginning of this season, they could have named it because they mentioned Hortensia. They mentioned Valencia. But they did not mention. They just called Richard's Land or Richard's King of the North. That's all they mentioned in the first episode. So I'm assuming this season. No name for Richard's Land, and now we're never going to get that because it's not his land anymore. I mean, there might be a gag of, like, I'll predict this. There might be a gag of them calling it back, of saying, well, what do they call it now? So just give, like, a stupid name. Richard's like, oh, that's terrible.
Right.
All
right. Well, we'll be back with episode 4 entitled Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. And in the meantime, Dragon, want to take us out?
Now, that's the end of this episode.
That's as far as we can go for now.
In this new season of music and laughs.
A new season where we recap and chat.
And go.
Galavant.
Galavant.
Galavant. Ing. Guilty's the whole thing. What are you talking about? I'm wasting my time talking to you.